Okay, let's talk about a dish that is so much more than just a meal. It's a true cultural icon, and it has an absolutely unbelievable story. We're diving into fish head casserole today, and its incredible journey from a humble scrap to the king of the communal table. This quote just nails it. It really gets to the heart of what this dish is all about. It's an act of transformation, right? It's like this culinary magic trick that takes one of the most overlooked parts of an animal and turns it into something magnificent, something truly celebrated. And that's really the big question we're tackling today. How in the world did this happen? This is the story we're going to unpack, following the amazing journey of our unlikely hero, the fish head, as it climbs its way through the ranks of culinary history. So, our story kicks off way back, in a time when a fish head was, well, pretty much just trash, a bony afterthought that was destined for the discard pile. For the nobility, it was all about the thick, elegant meat of the fish body. That was a symbol of status. But for everyday people, that bony, overlooked fish head wasn't just a scrap. No, it was a challenge. And that challenge sparked some incredible creativity. So, the legend goes that the dish got its big break during this totally random encounter. The Qianlong emperor gets caught in the rain in Hangzhou, and he stumbles into this tiny shop. The owner, having almost nothing, just pan fries a fish head, throws in some tofu and broth, and serves it. And the emperor was absolutely blown away. With his imperial seal of approval, this humble dish was suddenly on its way to culinary stardom. But this wasn't just about one emperor's lucky meal. The rise of fish head casserole perfectly captures this philosophy of Ujin Qiyong, which means using everything to its absolute fullest potential. It's a powerful testament to turning scarcity into abundance, a principle that's really at the heart of so much great cooking around the world. But our hero's journey didn't stop there. Oh no. As the dish traveled across China, it started to adapt. It soaked up local flavors and developed entirely new identities along the way. And this is where it gets really cool. This dish has amazing adaptability. In Hangzhou, it's the elegant scholar, all refined and focused on that pure milky broth. But then you go to Hunan and Sichuan, and it becomes a fiery warrior, just bold and aggressive with pickled chilies and red oil. And in Taiwan, it's a fusion master, deep fried and swimming in this rich, complex sauté sauce. I mean, three regions, three completely different personalities from the same starting point. Let's go back to that signature milky broth from the Hangzhou style for a second. How do chefs get that unbelievably creamy, opaque white soup? It might look like magic, but I promise you, it's pure science. This is such a classic kitchen problem, right? You try to make it at home and you end up with a soup that's perfectly tasty, but it's clear. So what is the secret? Let's demystify this whole thing and reveal the one critical step that most people get wrong. Okay, the whole secret is in step 3, emulsification. When you sear the fish head, you render out its fat into the hot oil. Then, and this is the part you cannot skip, you have to pour in boiling water. The violent reaction between that hot fat and the boiling water shatters the fat into these microscopic droplets that get suspended in the liquid. That suspension is what makes it look milky. Cold water just won't cut it. And the casserole part of the name is just as important. The clay pot gives you this gentle, even, sustained heat that slowly coaxes all of the collagen out of the fish bones during that long simmer. That is what gives the soup that incredible, unctuous, lip-sticking texture that is so, so prized. So our hero has completed its journey. It went from a scrap to a perfectly prepared masterpiece. Now, how do we properly enjoy it? Well, there's an art to it. It's kind of like a sensory treasure hunt. A true connoisseur knows there's an order to this. First, you go for the 2 small, jelly-like morsels of cheek meat, the yu lianjia rou. That's the most prized part. Then you move to the creamy brain and the gelatinous bits around the eyes. Next up, the soft, smooth lips. And finally, you savor the soul of the dish, the broth itself, which by now has been fully absorbed by all the tofu and cabbage in the pot. It's just amazing. But when you zoom out, you start to realize the real power of this dish isn't just in its complex flavors and textures. It's in what it does to the people who are sitting around the table. I mean, because of its massive size and how interactive it is, a fish head casserole is impossible to eat alone. It demands to be shared. When that giant pot lands in the center of the table, it becomes a focal point, a Shejio Pobing Chan, a social icebreaker.
It just encourages conversation and connection and turns a simple meal into a real shared experience.
I absolutely love this phrase because it just perfectly wraps up the entire story. Fish head casserole is a testament to human ingenuity. It's proof that with enough care and wisdom, you can create something truly extraordinary from the humblest of beginnings. So the next time you see this dish, remember its incredible journey. It's not just a fish head in a pot. It's a story of resilience, of creativity, and of the power of community that has warmed hearts and stomachs for centuries. And it really makes you wonder, where does true culinary value really come from?